Hello, my name is Cooper Duke. I'm with the Environmental Health and Safety Department here on OSU's campus in Stillwater. Today we're going to be talking about cold stress. So here are some of the objectives of today's training. We're going to identify some of the health hazards related to cold stress. We just recognize some of the symptoms, and then understanding what to do to prevent having issues with cold weather. So first we're going to start by understanding cold stress. Your normal body temperature is normally about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, and of course that can vary from person to person, but that's just about average. And then we get to about 95 degrees Fahrenheit for body temperature. That's whenever cold stress occurs, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And then you can see cold stress is a common problem for workers who are required to work out in the cold environments, and especially the ones that are out there for an extended period of time. So here are some of the factors contributing to cold stress. So the four factors here is going to be your cold air temperatures and your high velocity air movement, the high wind speeds, the dampness of the air, and then a contact with cold water or surfaces. Those are going to be the four factors that are contributing to cold stress. Here are some of the effects of cold stress. Cold weather forces the body to work harder to maintain its temperature. This just uses up more of your energy. It's working to keep your body warm. Cold air, water, and snow all draw heat from the body. The colder it is, the windier it is, the more wet. That's going to affect your body, making it colder, make your body work harder to keep it warm. So wind chill is going to be another one of your factors for contributing to cold stress. And wind chill is just a combination of air temperature and wind speed. And this is capable of bringing cold stress in the 50s with rain and wind. Just depending on how high that wind speed is and how long you're out there, this can impact you and cause some cold stress issues. So some reactions that your body has to cold conditions, just in a cold environment, this can be outside or inside. The body's energy is used to keep the internal temperature, and blood flow will shift from extremities in the outer skin to the core, which increases the risk of frostbite, hypothermia, and even trench foot. This happens just because your blood flow, like it says here, is just shifting from your extremities to your core. So this can kind of accelerate frostbite, hypothermia, and trench foot. Excuse me. So here are some cold-induced problems. These are going to be some symptoms of cold stress. So here are some common cold-induced problems: hypothermia, frostbite, trench foot, and chilblains. So hypothermia basically just means low heat. And this is potentially a serious health condition. This occurs when your body heat is lost faster than it can be replaced, eventually getting down below 95 degrees. That's when it gets dangerous. That's whenever you're going to start to see these symptoms, when your body temperature gets to or below 95 degrees. And so next we're going to talk about frostbite. Frostbite is whenever deep layers of your skin freeze. And this starts with a pale, waxy white skin color, and then it will eventually turn black. But when it starts, when it's really white, you can kind of tell that there's no blood in that area, and it's really pale looking. And you want to get attention right then before it gets scary and before it turns to black. That's whenever you're going to really have some issues. There, when it's pale white skin color, your skin is going to be like hard and numb, and this usually affects the extremities first: your toes, your feet, your hands, ears, and nose. It's like we said earlier, your body is working to keep itself warm, so it's going to pull your blood from your extremities and get it to your core to help your core temperature rise faster. So treatment for frostbite, when you're treating it, do not rub the area. Just wrap the area in a soft cloth. You're going to try to keep warm, move into a warm area. And you're going to want to contact emergency personnel and get attention on the areas that you're experiencing frostbite. And just never leave the injured person alone. Stay with them until emergency personnel arrives to get them attention for their frostbite. So next we're going to talk about trench foot. It's caused by having your feet immersed in cold water for long periods of time. Your feet will actually be wet. And just the cold water and cold weather around your foot for a long period of time will cause you to have some tingling, itching, or burning, or blisters. So once you get trench foot, here's some things you're going to want to do to help with that, to help treat your trench foot. You're going to want to soak your feet in warm water. After you're done soaking, you're going to wrap with dry cloth bandages, and then drink a warm, non-alcoholic beverage. Just trying to get your body temperature up, trying to get your foot temperature up. Stay in a warm area and try to keep those feet warm. So here's some preventative measures to keep from getting into the trench foot, hypothermia, frostbite. Here's some things you're going to want to do to prevent that from happening. So whenever you're going to be working in cold weather, just have a plan for it, have an idea of what you're going to do, how long you're going to spend out there, what you're going to wear. Most importantly, wear the appropriate clothing. You're going to want to avoid alcohol, certain medications, and smoking to minimize the risk. But really just have a plan for what you're going to do in cold weather. Make sure that you're going to stay safe out there and keep yourself safe. Limit your time, wear layers. You're just trying to keep the cold weather from impacting your body. So when bundling up, here's some examples of protective clothing. Just some recommendations when you're working in cold environments. You're going to want to wear at least 3 layers of clothing. Very important, you're going to want to wear a hat, wear insulated boots or footwear, and just keep a change of dry clothing. You're going to want to cover tight-fitting base layer clothing with loose-fitting layers. And then you're going to want to wear gloves. So with all these things together, this will help keep your body warm. Wearing a hat's very important, wearing gloves are important, keeping your feet warm are important, and really just your whole body. Just make sure you're wearing multiple layers. Wear that tight-fitting base layer and then a couple looser-fitting layers on top of that. So here are some work practices just to better plan for cold weather. Here are some important preventative measures. You're going to want to drink plenty of warm liquids and avoid alcoholic beverages. Drinking the warm liquids are going to help your body temperature, help your body regulate your body temperature, and then just avoiding the alcoholic beverages. Those are going to dehydrate you faster. You want to avoid those. And schedule heavier work during the warmer parts of the day. Just try to limit your time out in the cold weather. Don't work alone. Avoid fatigue. And plan for this. You're going to want to plan for taking frequent breaks. And then consume warm and high-calorie food. This will help your body regulate its temperature, help it stay warm. So here's some controls you can put in place for working in cold weather. These are just going to be controls that reduce the risk of cold stress. You can use radiant heaters wherever you're working at. Just have a heater next to you, help keep that temperature around you warmer. And then shielding your work areas from drafts or wind can be a big game changer. Just keeping that wind off of you makes a big difference. And then just using insulating material. This will help keep your space warm, help keep you warm while you're in the space. So here's some training ideas of just supervisors should use the appropriate engineering controls like we just went over, your personal protective equipment, which is going to be all your layers of clothing, and then just your general work practices, things like taking a break, scheduling your heavier work for the lighter temperatures, just trying to manage your day to keep you out of the cold weather as much as possible. So here's some takeaways from today's training. We identified the health hazards related to cold stress and working in cold environments. We recognize some of the symptoms, some of the things that can happen whenever you're faced with the things happening to you from the cold weather, and then understanding some of the prevention strategies to help you better plan for working in the cold weather. So here's some questions that we added in here just to kind of add some more material. So why do I need to dress in multiple layers during cold weather? Well, the reason for that is wearing multiple layers will work as a way to trap air in between each layer. So this will act as insulation to keep your body heat from escaping. This is just helping your body warm itself. Having those multiple layers just traps that temperature inside and helps keep the wind off of you and keep your body warm. The next question is, why does my body lose heat so fast? Well, your body loses heat in different ways. During cold temperatures, this happens through evaporation, radiation, conduction, and convection. Heat loss through evaporation and respiration increases in dry, windy, and cold weather conditions. So if you're out there in really dry, windy, cold weather, that's going to be the way that your body loses heat the fastest. So you're going to want to protect yourself, protect your workers, and just stay out of the cold weather as much as you can. Here at OSU Environmental Health and Safety, we offer all of these programs and services. If you see anything here that you've got a question about, feel free to reach out to me. Here's my contact information. Thank you very much.